One thing that I just really like, for example, I have a lot of the Saints come to the house, and my old lady will be moving around. She's not obviously not kicking it, but making sure that the drinks are filled up, bringing the food, and coming and leaving. And one thing she always says about the guy, she's like, "Damn," because we have the lady Saints as well, and they have their meetings, they do their thing. She says, "Damn, like y'all are so civilized. Like y'all don't never talk over each other. Like y'all be having casual conversation talking about I yield the floor." She'd be like, "Man, I just love to see how you guys operate as men." She'd be like, "The girls, we're respectful, but we just a little more messy with it." And that honors me. You know what I'm saying? Like that honors me for my old lady to look at me and see like how men conduct themselves with discipline and strength. And so I expect that as a level for Black men, because we can't say we're the best if we ain't showing it. Like that's why when people like Marquette, like niggas a DM me all the time, like I got a genius idea for you. I'm like, but you broke. Like you ain't got it. Like you can't be a genius. How you broke? Mm-hmm. Which is to say, like whatever you say you are, you need to show me something. We can't say we're the best unless we demonstrate it. So I expect that when people watch us engage, they're like, damn, those men are civilized men. And I think Sweetie may have seen me crash out a few times, but as I said, like if I'm talking, like for example, Just Pearly things, I wasn't gonna crash out on her. I was just gonna do her dirty with the logic. But I damn sure ain't gonna talk to Just Pearly things with the level of respect that I talk to Aisha or Bo or Miss Pearl. No, because she's on the other side, and I'm not gonna ever get that confused. Like when I say I esteem and respect good people or Black people, it's a fact, and you'll see the difference in the way that I conduct myself. That's why it hurts if I'm dealing with another Black person and I think we're in the same group and they're not treating me with regard, because then it's like, well, how are you going to have this narrative of like white folks do you wrong, but Black folks do you wrong too? So we just have to be like really live it out. That's all I'm saying, with no excuses on it.
I don't even keep up with the problem. I didn't know y'all had beef.
I've never seen you crash out, Saint. In a few shows,
I appreciate
shows that I've watched, I've never seen you crash out.
That's good.
I seen you go crash hard. Out. I don't mean go hard on somebody or tear them a new one with logic and facts, and I don't mean like that. A lot of people like to call that. I mean crashing out where, say for instance, kind of like if me and Law going back and forth and he talking and I'm talking, I'm like, and we sound like I know you is, but your mom, you know what I mean? That type of crash out, or you yelling, or you cussing people out.
I try not to. Just no need to get to the sweating point. Yeah, it's not necessary.
So yeah, I don't think you would have cussed Pearl out, but you definitely would have.
No, I wouldn't cuss. There's no need, because that's not going to look good for the clips. You heard me? That's what I'm saying for the narrative. So I got to keep it, keep it a certain way.
Yeah. Did y'all notice how she would not even respond, like hardly respond to me? Like she didn't react to me. She didn't respond. She didn't interrupt me not one time.
Damn.
She never. And then when she did respond, it was so. And then she just really didn't have nothing to say. She did not.
What were you saying? What were you saying?
Well, when I addressed her directly, I wanted her to explain to me, because she keeps bringing up the crime rate. And I'm like, cool. But can you make sense of the arrests, the convictions, and the exoneration rates? Like, I want you to make sense of that. Mm-hmm. And she didn't have anything to say.
Well, she wasn't going to say nothing about it. I gave her specific numbers.
Yeah, Trev gave her specific.
So I wanted to see if she was going to try to refute it.
Yeah.
She wasn't ready to do that, because I don't just ask Google for statistics. I dig in. Pause.
Yeah. Now I know that though all of those numbers are different, and all of them, like, you have to do the math on all of those numbers in order to really get the true.
You need math equations. Right. Right. No, for real. I had to do math because those statistics aren't listed. You have to figure out how many people are in the United States and compare those to what the percentage rate of this is. So you have to form an equation. Most people aren't that good at math. They could just call Google real quick or chat GPT.
And so I knew that she was just using that as a convenient talking point, and nobody's going to refute it because she has a number. Right. But I'm like, make sense of all of this. But then when me and Sweeney was talking, and he was like, she got demonetized, and she used to, mess with black people. I was like, oh, so she used to be in community with us, supposedly, and then you turned on us because you got demonetized, and now you're trying to make a quick buck off of us again, but on the other side. And so that's why I was like, I posed that to her. I was like, oh, so when you got demonetized, you
So to be fair, inaccurate. She was already on that before she went downhill. She brought Nick Fuentes on her while she still had black employees. So it wasn't that cause and effect. She was already off that in front of black people, which you could say is better or worse.
Okay.
That's cold right there.
She was not. She got demonetized shortly after bringing Nick Fuentes onto her show. After she brought Nick Fuentes onto her show, you started to see all the black people that used to work with her turn on her. Like they all came out with their own shows and they all spoke on the background and how it was working with Pearl and yada yada yada. And then of course it became the cool thing because MAGA was real popular at the time. Trump was well on his way into office, so she decided to pivot to the more conservative, racist talking points. And of course, at this time, it's very popular to pick on black people, and that's what Saint spoke to it. It's a very popular thing to do right now, and this atmosphere currently is very popular to talk about having black fatigue. Very popular to talk about what's going on in the black community. As a matter of fact, they just found out that there's a bunch of bots out there that purposely shit on the black community. They just found all this out on Twitter. Elon Musk pulled the mask back on everybody and found out that
on accident, low key. Let me ask you a question, Sweeney. I think we might be able to vibe on this one. We talking about women. We ain't gonna vibe at all, but I got one for you.
Oh, we'll vibe on women too.
Hell nah, bro. You letting them run too much program.
I guarantee you.
But
we agree on more about women than we disagree. But go ahead.
I'm wondering, bro. But we can talk about that offline.
All right.
So you ever see how on social media or on the news they have all these like white nationalist marches and they're doing all these protests and they got their masks on and what have you? You've been seeing this, right?
Yeah. My fault.
I'm gonna have to have that Aisha conversation with you, but
I figured I shook my head, but I guess
I'm messing with you. So what I'm wondering now though is like, where's the other side? Like you don't see like black nationalists protests, you don't see black men marching. The only thing I've seen even close to that, and shout out to the Hebrew Israelites because I be getting at them hella foul, but shout out to them. They're the only group of black people that I think they have Latinos as well. But they're the only group of mostly black people that actually organize and show up with a strong presence, which would allow us to combat that. Because what we think is trendy to have anti-black content, it's not trendy. They're organizing. Like they got all these people organized. And so if you think the police are going to support you, the police are going to support you just as much as ICE support the Latinos. So the question is like, how much are we organized on ground? And why haven't we been seeing it beyond the Hebrew Israelites and the saints? I yield the floor to you.
Well, I will argue that, to be fair, I will argue that Black Lives Matter took a lot of the air out ourselves.
Okay, I'm listening.
So if you think about how the movement started, there was a lot of support behind it. But then
a lot of money.
A lot of the grassroots members of Black Lives Matter mysteriously started showing up unalived, and then they took the teeth out of the movement because you build a movement on the bodies of black men, and then you pivot the movement to represent everything but black men. So you lost the grassroots of it. Then you pivoted, you collected all the money, and then come to find out there may have been some nefarious things going on with the money. So
every time.
I believe that when it comes, that was a huge setback for us, where it took a lot of the wind out of the sail, because that's a lot of us hitched our ride to Black Lives Matter, like hitched our cars to Black Lives Matter. And
yeah, I wasn't one of them, but go ahead.
But no, I'm just saying, socially, that's where you seen most of our social capital pumping itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Into.
Ball players, yep.
And then next thing you know, bam, they find out some bullshit was going on, and now you don't took the wind out of the sails. So now it's not. I would say that was a fever pitch moment. I don't know if I'm using the right word for that. A fever pitch moment, and I think we squandered it.
I want to jump in there, like real talk. So that's something that I feel very strong on. The whole Black Lives Matter movement was perverted, right? You know what I mean? They really stole it, just like they did the Civil Rights movement.
Yeah, hijacked.
Black Lives Matter was literally a rallying cry, right? It was about what it means, telling people that our lives matter. But when they decided to make it a for-profit situation,
LGBT,
the same way they did civil rights. You know what I'm saying? They took the feminism, jumped into it, then the LGBT jumped into it, and then they hijacked it for their own purposes. That's what really destroyed the whole Black Lives Matter movement. I literally was out there during 2020 when we all had on masks and this, that, and the other on my bicycle, like riding with the crowds during that time frame. You dig what I'm saying? But it changed. You did, and it changed for the worse. When you start hearing people literally stealing millions of dollars donated, I didn't even know where these dollars were supposed to go when they were donated. You dig what I'm saying? But they were
no plan.
They were able to change it, and then now it's mocking it. Now we can't have anything worth talking about because they've already perverted it. We can't say Black Lives Matter because now all they want to do is turn it into, well, they stole all this money. No, the people that you let make this an organization stole this money. Black Lives Matter meant something. It was a rallying cry. It was telling those that treat us as if we don't matter that we do. And that was the problem. When they changed that, that really set us back. And any time that they can infiltrate, that's literally like COINTELPRO. Right? How can we destroy what they're doing from the inside? And that's exactly what they did.
As a matter of fact,
go ahead.
I mean to cut you off. As a matter of fact, Saint, even in the language on their page, the language changed where they prioritized everybody but black men. We were the last on the list as far as what they cared about. And then I believe it was even to the point where they even stopped letting black men hold positions of leadership within Black Lives Matter. Even though the movement was built on our backs, on the backs of dead black men, they were like, yeah, this is they made it to where only you had to be LGBT, woman, female, or I forgot what other group they threw in there. But they would
it was gays and women. You know what I'm saying? Those are the only ones because they obviously knew they were not take it how you want. They were not strong enough to stand up for what it really meant, right? They were able to be compromised, if you will. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, that's exactly what they did, bro.
And that was,
hey, Sweeney, check this out though. So do you see though how the unruly, if we accept the black female being unruly, it naturally leads her, that feminism naturally leads her into LGBTQ? Natural, it just leads so smoothly into LGBTQ. Like, here's the mathematics on it. The dating apps provide the best data on desirability. So the black man has mobility. Bro could pretty much go get what he want on the dating marketplace. The least mobile is the black female. So once we say, oh girl, that attitude is crazy, you're like, I ain't gonna ask you how you are and you gonna turn up. Nigga, you ask me how. Like, nah, I ain't even fooling with it. Bring Becky over here. Bring Consuela over here. Bring Ming Lao over here. Right? So we dip, gone. Being that the black woman basically only has the black man as a choice, and they talk about divesting, the data doesn't indicate that it's really happening. So then who's the next choice? Each other. Lesbianism, which also controls our population because we're not going to be procreating. and it creates broken families, which we're already suffering. And so to see Black Lives Matter as essentially an LGBTQ organization, Black lesbians lead it, that shouldn't surprise us at all. You know how many lesbians got 4-5 kids? You'd be like, how are you a lesbian? You got 4-5 kids. It shouldn't surprise us at all. I yield the floor.
Well, technically, it was a Black lesbian that came up with the hashtag, but like they actually
did.
Yeah, they did. She did start the organization and was the first.
But remember what I said, Sweeney. The organization, bro. It was a rallying cry beforehand. Until somebody decided to monetize it and make it a organization. It's not for me. When I was on that train, bro, it wasn't about an organization. It was about the fact that, hey, nigga, Black Lives Matter, bro. Stop treating us like they don't. That was my issue, and that's what we were yelling in the streets. That's what we were feeling. And when they decided to make it a organization, that's when it was perverted. Well, that's when they can control it.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have issue with formulating organizations, because that's typically everybody has an organization that they go to have them go out and lobby for them. ADOS in itself has an organization. It's called the ADOS Foundation, ADOS Advocacy Foundation. Unlike FBA, ADOS is a real grassroots organization where they're trying to elicit real political change. It ain't just the hashtag. It ain't just talking shit. They're actually trying to elicit real political change at a grassroots level. So I would say that I didn't necessarily have. It was the national representation of Black Lives Matter, the national organization, the one that she started. That was the issue. But she muddied the water because there was plenty of Black Lives Matter grassroots organizations that she never even went into that neighborhood and spoke to. Chicago, she didn't go over there and talk to people.
I know.
Yeah. She didn't go and talk to people in New York City. She didn't go and talk to people in St. Louis or Ferguson, Missouri, or those were.
That's what I'm saying, bro. What they did. That's what I'm saying. They what she did was try to capital. It's basically like, let me go ahead and put a patent on this name, right? Let me go ahead and monetize that. Let me put an LLC on Black Lives Matter, and I can capitalize off of it. So all the idiots that let me rephrase that. Not idiots. All the people that didn't even know that was a thing, they just want to try and do better because they felt guilty, right? Yeah. They felt guilty about what's going on. They want to donate to it. She stole all of that. That's what I'm saying, and that's what made it perverted. That's not what we were out there doing. Yeah, that's not what we were out there doing. We out there really like, this is a rallying cry. This is us letting you know you can't do these things that you've been doing to us and our people and not bearing the consequences. Our lives matter just as much as anybody else's. That was the thing. And the way that they perverted it really destroyed the movement. And that's what they do every time we get something going. The civil rights movement, it was ours, right? But what did it turn into? You got the gays jumping in it and everybody else. Feminism, gays, and now it does nothing for us. It's not about us. We're the last ones to get any kind of benefits from it. We'll never get reparations if that's what we're asking for, right? Because this is what they're going to do. We allow them to come in and pervert anything that we are asking for ourselves, because everybody wants to be a nigga until it's time to be a nigga, right? They all want to be they all want to feel disenfranchised, right? You know what I'm saying? Until the
actually disenfranchised. Yeah. Also, this ain't the first. You're right. This ain't the first time that happened. That was BLM. That was civil rights movement. That was affirmative action. Yeah. All of these things. Like it is what it is. That's just the nature of it. And the question is, how do you avoid that from continuously happening? Who do you put in charge of these things to make it where it makes sense for the people who it was originated for are able to maintain it without the infiltration of any other group that's trying to tag along, right?
Well, I think you have to make your stance known from jump, and you can't be soft about it, right? You know what I'm saying? You have to be like, hey, we're not for this fuck shit. We're not about this. We're not about that. We're about us. You know what I'm saying? We're about the promotion of the Black family. the heterosexual black family, if you will. We are here for man and woman be making families and proceeding going forward, right? You can't sit here and be like, oh, everybody's welcome. You can't welcome everybody in your house, because if you welcome everybody in your house, then nobody knows who lives there. You dig what I'm saying? They don't know who lives there if you let everybody go into the crib.
Because nobody wants to be part of it when it's the struggle. But as soon as there is some type of an organization, it immediately loses integrity because you got people bandwagoning right away. So also, I get it.
You can't let people buy your movement. The reason she leveraged the social and political capital of black people, and specifically Black Lives Matter, for money, and she exchanged that for money to enrich herself. Well, I ain't gonna say necessarily to enrich herself, but there was some embezzling going on, allegedly. but ultimately, when it comes to black movements, if you have the wind of black people behind you, and you have the social capital and the political capital of black support, you can't then take that and then go exchange it for the support of the group that does not care and does not represent you, because that's what you wound up with, is you wound up with a co-opted movement. You have to learn how to weaponize the movement that was built without sacrificing them for some money.
Sweeney, that sounds good, but you remember earlier you were basically talking like we don't have to respect standards or decorum or hierarchy. So like that kind of looseness and slackness, I just couldn't imagine you being a part of a movement that wouldn't get infiltrated if everybody could pretty much do what they want. We accept everything.
When did you hear me say that? I never said that. I said we're all guilty of the same thing. I never said that it was right or wrong.
That's right. There was no accountability. You were basically suggesting that, hey, because we've committed error, we can't call out that which is wrong. And what you're actually describing in terms of creating an organization that would be hard to infiltrate. Do you know what level of discipline you need to prevent the Federal Bureau of Investigation from infiltrating your organization? Are you kidding me?
And look, and not only that, to piggyback on that, bro, we all have to remember, like, there are not a lot of people that look like us that are in situations where they are privileged, right? All you have to do in order to infiltrate whatever the fuck we got going on is literally offer them something they've never had, right? And that's why COINTELPRO was so successful, right? Because they could get into the most hard-nosed situations where people would literally see their brothers and sisters that they with every day getting beat to a pulp and what have you, and would still, for the betterment of themselves, put them in harm's way or give up what they need to. Hey, snitches get stitches is not a joke. It's real, because people will tell and do whatever they can to put themselves in a better situation. It's what do we do to make sure that those that are behind us are willing to die for that cause? Because if that's on the table, it's hard to negotiate with that. It's a very difficult situation that they've put us in years and years and years and years of what's the term I'm looking for? You know what I'm saying? I want to go MK Ultra, but like just manipulation. You dig what I'm saying? Like it's literally the way they set it up to where they know they can always infiltrate at some point. Somebody's going to be weak enough. Somebody's going to be weak enough to say, you know what? Hell, I'll take that 100,000. Because I mean, look at the way things are right now. The unemployment rate is crazy. People are starving, trying to figure out.
Especially black women getting done dirty.
You dig what I'm saying? So in the event that somebody comes to them and say, look, you know they not doing all this they say they're going to do. You know they bad. You know they not really good people. I give you X amount of dollars for you just to give us a little information. Now what you gonna do? How do you prevent that from happening? This is years and years of devious behavior that they've been perfecting. How do we change that? You dig what I'm saying? So it's a hard battle, bro. We in a world that, you know what I'm saying, wasn't made for us, and these are the residuals of a world that we built that not only wasn't made for us, but it's still not trying to give us anything for doing so.